Hi, today we're going to talk about previewing the music. Previewing the music is so very important. It's, a lot of folks think that, oh, I just want to get started in playing the song. I don't want to have to look over the music. Well, it actually saves you a lot of time in learning the song. Think about this example. For instance, if you were to take a road trip from California to New York, you're probably going to get a road map and figure out the route that you're going to take to reach your destination. No different from looking at the piece of music. It's going to save you time by knowing exactly how the music goes before you play the music, and also gets all the bugs out and obstacles out before you start to play. So for instance, the song that's coming up relatively soon is the song Knocking on Heaven's Door. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you can play all the chords. So before you even start playing this song, you want to make sure that you can play every single chord. For instance, the first line, go ahead and pause the tutorial, grab your music if you haven't got it, and then it's Knocking on Heaven's Door. So the first line is the introduction. It has parentheses 4 times, and then you have G, D, A minor, A minor. Okay? So what you want to do before you even start is you want to make sure that you can do all the chords. G, D, A minor, A minor. Okay? Now, just a note to let you know, at this level, you should be able to make the D chord both ways. So the way that I play my D chord is I use my last 3 fingers. Now, some folks like to make their D chord with their first 3 fingers. Okay, if you're using your first 3 fingers to make your D chord, you can make the transition between the G and the D relatively simple. And what you want to do is you want to look for a finger that's still on the fretboard that connects or transitions between 2 chords. For instance, in the G chord, my 3rd finger right here can stay on the string, slide down to the 2nd, and bring these 2 fingers on, and you got a D chord. Same thing with going back to the D chord, 2 fingers come off, slide back up, put down the G. So these transitions that help you make the chord change smoother. Now, getting back to previewing music, you want to go through all the lines of the song, okay? Every single line of the song, making sure that you can play every single chord, okay? Now, if you can't play every single chord, the chords that you have problems on, you can either use the chord diagram on your music sheet or refer to the chord chart that has been provided to you to work out the chord work before you start. After you have done that, what you want to do is you want to do a chord calc exercise on any chords that are giving you maybe a little bit of difficulty or might slow you down in playing the song. Now after you do this, okay, the next step is to make every single chord in the song. So let's take the first line of the music, which is the word reads, "Mama, take this badge off of me." Okay, so above that you got a G, a B minor, an A minor, and an A minor. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you can do that G, B minor, A minor, A minor. Then the next line is a G to a D. Now I'm making my D I make my D like this, okay? But if you're the type of person that makes your D like this, use that example I talked about earlier where you go from G, keeping that 3rd finger on, sliding down, bringing these 2 over, okay? Once again, like I said, you should be able to be adaptable to both ways of making the D. In fact, if you're going to progress farther with the courses and lessons, it'll be beneficial if you make your D this way, because we'll come across more complicated chords using these fingering. Okay, so once again, the second line reads, "I can't use it anymore," and you have the chords G, D, A minor, A minor. And once the 3rd line would be G, B minor, A minor, A minor. And you go to proceed on through the entire song. And after you can do that, what you want to do is you don't sing it, you just talk it through. So I would, for instance, I would show you the example as, "Mama, take this badge off of me." So you saw me do the G to the B minor to the A minor to the A minor. The next line would be, "I can't use them anymore. So you're playing the chord above the words as you speak through it. Now if you do this, you're going to find that when you actually play along with the tutorial, it's going to be a lot easier, it's going to save you time, and you're going to actually do it a lot quicker than just diving into the song without doing these preliminary exercises. Okay, now the next song coming up is Helion to Kauai. It's relatively simple. You got about basically 4 chords, but I kind of call this a 3-chord song. But there's actually 4 chords. The chords that are on here are chords that you should already know. That's why there's no chord diagrams to help you out. So, but if you need help playing the chords, by all means use your chord chart to help you out. Okay, now you want to go through every single line of the song, and you want to use anything that can help you make a transition. For instance, in the chorus, you go from a G to a G7 back to a C. So now I know that the G going to a G7, there's no really smooth transition going to it. Okay, so basically it's just taking all your fingers off and reversing it. But coming back to the C, you can just leave your 3rd finger on and slide back to your C. So that saves you a little time. The transition between some of these chords, like for instance between the G7 to a C, it's relatively quick. Also the D7 to a G is relatively quick. And the transition here that might help you out would be from the D7, keeping your 2nd finger on, sliding down to make a G. Once again, a D7, keep your 2nd finger on, sliding down to the 2nd, then making your G chord. Once again, you're looking for any kind of pattern where you can use your finger to slide on the string to lead you to the next chord. Now once again, you want to go through all the chords, making sure that you can do them, which should be no problem because all these chords are basic chords that you have learned already. So you just want to make sure that you can do it smoothly throughout. Okay, and you want to make sure that you can play the chords kind of without looking at them if you can, because the song moves relatively quickly. So you want to make sure that you can, the goal would be to try to make the chord changes without really looking at it too much. Okay, so once you did the previewing of the music and you got comfortable and you can play all the chords for the songs that are coming up, by all means, and you think you're pretty smooth and you're ready, well, we'll see you at the next lesson.